Welcome back to G-Man-P, the Great TV. If you tuned in, hit a like, share, subscribe. If not, we ain't doing no tripping. And I also want to appreciate all the new subscribers to my channel and to all the subscribers that have been watching me from day one. All right. I got two topics we're talking about today. The first topic is going to be called counterintelligence. Spies might seem like a throwback to earlier days of world wars and Cold Wars, but they are more common than ever, and they are targeting our nation's most valuable secrets. The FBI's counterintelligence program. The FBI is the lead agency for exposing, preventing, and investigating intelligence activities in the U.S. because much of today's spying is accomplished by data theft from computer networks. Espionage is quickly becoming cyber-based. The goals of the FBI's counterintelligence works are to protect the secrets of the U.S. intelligence community, protect the nation's critical assets like our advanced technologies and sensitive information in the defense, intelligence, economic, financial, public health, and science and technology sectors. Counter the activities of foreign spies. Keep weapons of mass destruction from falling into the wrong hands. Economic espionage. Economic espionage costs the Americans economic hundreds of billions of dollars per year and puts our national security at risk. These foreign competitors deliberately target economic intelligence and advanced technologies and successful U.S. industries. However, historically, economic espionage has targeted defense-related and high-tech industries, but recent FBI cases has shown that no industry, large or small, is immune to the threat. Any company with a proprietary product, process, or idea can be a target. Any unprotected trade secret can be illegally stolen. Outreach. In addition to the investigation work, the FBI works to raise public awareness and inform industry of the threats they face through outreach activities. In collaboration with the National Counterintelligence and Security Center, the FBI released a short film to educate anyone with the trade secret about how they can protect it. Based on an actual case, the company man protecting American secrets illustrates how one U.S. company was targeted by foreign spies and how that company worked with the FBI to bring the perpetrators to justice. So it's just really counterintelligence is just keeping you aware of espionage, spies trying to steal different things and sensitive information and things in that nature, just keep you aware of what's going on out here. Now, no, it's the devil. I'm over here trying to record and they trying to call. Now what we're talking about now, the second topic, the name of it is indigenous Cherokee Indian babies, and it can be other tribes. It ain't just Cherokee. Indigenous Indian babies stolen and hidden in plain sight. And let me get into why I'm going to be talking about this, and then I'm going to read off some other stuff, you know. And it all ties in why I've been followed, why I've been watched, and let's get into it, okay? I was First of all, I'm not black. I'm Indian. I'm a Cherokee Indian. Do your research on Cherokees. My real dad, not the family that I was placed into. My real dad was 100% Cherokee Indian. And my mom, I don't know, she was full-blooded Haitian. So I got 50% Cherokee Indian. And now my mom, I don't know, because they killed my mom, they killed my dad, and they killed my grandma and grandpa. You understand? The same way how they killed them, they're trying it on me, but it don't work with this gang stalking and trying to set people up and witchcraft and, you know what I'm saying, poison. The way that they killed my mom, my dad, and my grandparents, they tried it with me, but it ain't gonna work. God's not gonna let it happen like that. But let's get into it. I was an indigenous, I have Cherokee Indian in my blood and Haitian. I don't know if my mom was 100, like I said, I don't know if my mom was 100% Haitian. But I know for a fact my dad, my biological DNA dad, he was 100% Cherokee Indian. So what they did was the government helped, and everybody's in on it. You understand? They placed me in a black family. You understand? And once they placed me in this family, they hid me in plain sight around black people, and then they would make me think. They brainwashed me to make me think when I already knew something was right. You understand? They brainwashed me to make me think that I was black. I understand why black people never like me like that, because I am not black. I am 50% Cherokee Indian, 50%. I can go get DNA tests to prove it. I'm 50% Cherokee Indian. And my mom was Haitian. Now, I don't know if she was 100% Haitian. I could be the other half of me is Haitian, but I don't know what my mom, if she was 100%, was she mixed? But I do know for a known fact, my real biological father is 100% Cherokee Indian. So now I'm about to get into it, and I'm not the only one this happened to. See, if you can go on YouTube and do your research on Cherokee Indians. You understand? There were darker Cherokee Indians. You understand? Do your research. You ain't got to believe me. Go do your own research. And there might be other people out here that, you know what I'm saying, their situation might be similar to mine. You was lied to, and they're making you believe you're black when you're not black. You're an indigenous. See, there's only, I'm gonna get to, there's only a certain amount. I think it's 17. It might be lesser than that. But I gotta check it out. But it's indigenous Indians. See, my dad was a Cherokee. His family was Cherokee Indian. So Cherokee Indian, if you look it up, they're indigenous. That's where I get my warrior spirit from, is from my dad, Indian. That's where I get my healing spirit from, is from my dad, Indian. That's where I get my shaman from, is from my dad, Indian. I'm Indian, but I have Haitian in my blood too, though. Now let's get to it. We debunking all the lies they've been telling me all my life. We debunking them. That's why people been acting weird. That's why they've been following me, trying to isolate me. They did the same thing to my mom, my dad, and my grandparents. They killed them, but God said that's where the train stopped. Ain't y'all did enough when y'all came and stole the lands from these different Indian tribes? From my ancestors? My ancestors are indigenous Indians. Let's get to it. The U.S. government to pay $492 million to 17 American Indian tribes. The U.S. government has agreed to pay a total of $492 million to 17 American Indian tribes for mismanaging natural resources and other tribal assets, according to an attorney who filed most of the suits. In a joint press release by the Department of Interior and Justice, Secretary of Interior Sally Jewell said, settling these long-standing disputes reflects the Obama administration continued commitment to reconciliation, and empowerment for the Indian country. The settlements marked the end of a push by the Obama administration to resolve what the U.S. says is more than 100 lawsuits totaling more than $3.3 billion, brought by the American Indian individuals and tribal governments against the federal government. The policy of reaching settlements on the disputes, some of which date back more than a century, is part of a campaign promise the president made to American Indians before he took office. Few have been ignored by Washington as long as the Native Americans, the first Americans, to often Washington had paid lip service to working with tribes. These candidate, Obama said in a speech at the Crow Nation's reservation in Montana in May 2008, "My Indian policy starts with honoring the unique government-to-government relationship, ensuring treaty responsibilities are met." Those treaty responsibilities include agreements dating back to the 1800s. That made the U.S. government the trustee for huge swaths of tribal land. That was their first mistake right there, is making the U.S. government the trustee of my ancestors. The Department of Interior says it manages almost 56 million acres of land on behalf of tribes and handles at least 100,000 leases on the land for a wide variety uses, including housing, timber harvest, farming, livestock, grazing, oil and gas extractions. More than 250 tribes have some assets held trust by the federal government. It's all adding up. Under the trust agreements, the U.S. government must make sure tribes receive just compensation for the use of their land or resources. The government brought the land from Indians, but it did not pay the Indians. Let me read that one more time. The government bought the land from the Indians, but did not pay the Indians, says Melody McCoy, a staff attorney with the Native American Rights Fund, who has spent 20 years handling lawsuits against the federal government over alleged trust mismanagement and underpayment. The U.S. government would say it held the assets and trusts benevolently for the protection of Indian lands and money, says McCoy, who handled 13 of the 17 newly announced settlements. The flip side of this is that in exchange, the government was supposed to be a good trustee, which they're not. They're criminals. They have no integrity behind closed doors. They working together to steal money and think that they're slick, like God don't know what you're doing. Man, something going. Exchange, the government was okay. And it wasn't. Land was not managed well. Money and resources were not managed well. The result was decades of allegedly lost income for Native Americans across the country. Before Obama administration could turn to the business of settling the 100+ lawsuits by tribes, it had to resolve a 13-year class action lawsuit alleging the government failed to pay individual people billions of dollars in profits from land that had been seized from American Indians. A $3.4 billion deal was reached in 2009. The tribal lawsuits provided more difficult to settle because they often concern payments the tribes alleged should have been made over the course of decades. You hear him? Let me read that one more time for you. The tribal lawsuits proved more difficult to settle because they often concern payments the tribes alleged should have been made over the course of decades. And if anybody knows what a decade, that's 10 years. There were substantial litigation risk and problems to both sides, which drove both sides to the bargaining table. McCoy says by 2012, the administration had reached settlements with dozens of tribes. The settlements announced Monday are the second round of agreements. McCoy says that since Obama took office, there has been 95 total settlements with tribes, and that 11 more, some of which she handled, are in active negotiation. It is quite an accomplishment, she said. Although most of the 17 settlements are still awaiting final court approval, a handful of documents have been released, naming the Muskogee Creek Nations of Oklahoma, the Colorado River Indian Tribe, and the Gila River Indian Community. The settlements range from 25,000 up to 45 million. Says McCoy, who has seen documents from 15 of the 17 settlement announced. She says the money from the tribal settlements will be transferred directly from the U.S. Treasury to tribal governments, and that there are no stipulations about how it will be spent. In a departure from more than a century of policy, the U.S. government now insists the tribal government take the payments, refusing to hold the settlement assets in trust. Going forward, the U.S. certainly had an opportunity to treat tribals more fairly. McCoy says as for the tribes she has personally represented against federal government, she says they are pleased. My clients feel like they had an extraordinary opportunity to engage with the U.S. government to government at the political level. All right, now we're going to get into how I was saying how they was gang stalking me. How they killed my mom, my dad, and my grandparents, that's the same way they was trying with me, but it's not working. You understand? That's why they isolate me, won't let me get no job. You understand? It's all adding up. There's judges involved. There's dirty lawyers involved. And they've all been bribed with the money of an Indian tribe money. This is Indian money. This ain't got nothing to do. People got envious and jealousy because they went inside my records to find out what they did. They really went and did something they weren't supposed to do. Y'all went and checked on somebody's information that y'all wasn't supposed to check on it. And then y'all worked together to split the money amongst yourselves. You think that I'm dumb. I know exactly what's going on. My dad was 100% Cherokee Indian. My dad's family are Cherokee Indians. Indigenous. That's crazy. So that's pretty much what it is with me. They brainwashed me to make me think that I'm black. I'm not black. I'm 50% Cherokee. And now my mom is Haitian. That's not black. Haitian is Haitian. Jamaican's Jamaican. African's African. You understand? I'm not black. I'm 50% Cherokee Indian. And I don't know if my mom was 100% Haitian or what was up with her. You know what I'm saying? I was too young. But it is what it is. I'm bringing it to the light. Judges, dirty cops, they're all involved. How y'all killed my parents with poison and witchcraft? That God said it stops here. It stops here. It ain't gonna work on me. So whatever little dirty little tricks y'all got going on, it's gonna backfire. Cause what did God say? It's warning before destruction. He keep giving y'all warning after warning, and y'all keep doing shit. So when you destruct, just know it comes from God. Because he told y'all to stop, and y'all won't stop. He gives you warning before destruction. Some people don't pay attention to the warning signs. They pay attention after it's too late. But that's on you. You understand? I want all my dad and my grandparents, the stuff that they left for me that y'all stole, just like the Queen Elizabeth, how she stole all that. If you see her crown, if you go check out Queen Elizabeth, it's a gold thing. She stole that from the Africans. You understand? Just like the American European stole my ancestors, which is an indigenous Indians. I want my shit back, period. If I got to take it with force, it is what it is. But I want my shit back. I know who I am. I'm not black. I'm Indian and I'm indigenous. I know exactly who I am. Why y'all trying to hit me with disinformation and trying to think that you brainwashing me? That don't work with me. You understand? So that's what I wanted to get into today. You know what I'm saying? To understand everything's coming together. And then it's just bringing back stuff from my childhood to now everything. I see what's going on. I see why none of the black, because I'm not black. You understand? I'm fighting for people that was a lost cause. I'm fighting for my father's people, indigenous Cherokee Indians. That's who I fight for. So everybody that tuned in to G-Man, Peter Gray TV, I appreciate it. And the ones that didn't, we ain't doing no tripping. Peace.